Welcome back to the next exciting installment of Super Doobs Plays Alan Wake. Previously, we navigated the lumber yard, turned on the lights, and moved the crane so we could walk across the logs. In this video, we continue on into the dark woods to try to get to the gas station to make a call to the police. Will he make it in time? Only time will tell. But first, let's listen to the radio.
Well, I was just outside for a breath of fresh air, and what a night. I know most of you are probably in your beds by now, but if you're still up and around, take a moment. Step outside for a spell and breathe in deep. The weather is absolutely still. The sky is crystal clear. It's like the forest is quietly breathing along with you. As you listeners know, I'm a night owl, and it's on nights like this I wish I wasn't cooped up in the studio. Makes an old man like me wish I could just roam wild. But here I am, and who'd keep you company all night long if I weren't? It looks like I'm not the only one staying up late. Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, Pat, it's Maurice Horton.
Hello, Maurice. What are you up to?
Well, I was just taking Toby on his walkies.
Oh, isn't it beautiful out there?
Sure, but Pat, the reason I called is that Toby heard something rustling in the undergrowth and took off after it, and I couldn't find him.
Probably a rabbit.
Sure. Toby loves rabbits.
Well, sure.
Anyway, I figured that, if anyone runs into Toby, they could grab him. My number's on his collar.
And Toby's a friendly dog?
Oh, Toby loves people. Usually he comes back, but we were pretty far from home, and it sounds like he went pretty wild there. Great dog, but he was just too dumb for his own good.
Well, Maurice, it's out there now. Hope Toby comes home soon.
Yeah, thanks, Pat.
You have a good night now.
See, it's little things like the radio station there, and a little later on I think I'm going to find a TV that has a TV show called Night Springs. That's kind of like the Twilight Zone. And it's the little things like that that really add on to the world and just making it feel more alive. Funny bit of trivia about this game, Remedy originally wanted to make it an open world game, and it had been in development for years, and partway through they decided, nope, let's just make it more of a linear story. And I think that was probably for the best.
At first I kept finding the pages as if by accident. The book I couldn't remember was either a terrible and true prophecy or an act of creation that had rewritten the world. I began to hunt the pages feverishly, for they held the answer to the mystery. With it, I could save myself. With it, I could save Alice.
I'm really curious about the next game they're going to be making. I think it's like Quantum Theory or some weird quantum named game.
The gas station was closer now, its light welcoming in the darkness.
I think Quantum is used too much in titles.
Best dogs in the state. Belly Burster is the best with no contest. Monster Dog is second best. The famous dog is...
Are you talking about dogs bred for dogfighting? Uh-oh. Come on, buddies. Can't we just get along? I really just want to be friends with you. I came to Bright Falls to just relax and have a good time, but no. You have to try to kill me. Safe haven. So yeah, that's why I said I have 20 batteries. I can't really use anymore, but for some reason I still don't like to just blast on enemies with a flashlight. At least not early on. Later on, there's going to be enemies. I'll be completely surrounded and not really have much choice. Hey, where'd you guys come from? Back off, buddy. going the right? No. Okay, I'm not, because I can't move that way. Head towards the light, Wake. Head towards the light. Oh, this is the one I was just at. Stupid me. Okay, if that's the one I was just at, I guess I gotta go this way. You'd think they'd have better things to do than try to just follow me and murder me in the forest. Guess Bright Falls is a pretty boring town. Instead of having, like, movie theaters and bowling alleys and just, like, bars to play pool and hang out with friends, they just brutally murder visitors to their town at night in the forest. You're not gonna brutally murder this guy, fellas. He knows what he's doing. At least he thinks he knows what he's doing. Which can be just as dangerous as someone who actually knows what they're doing. Because if someone just thinks they know what they're doing, but they don't, they're more unpredictable. Wow, really? Really, I got turned around again? Maybe I just gotta walk towards that gas station. I'm just gonna run this way. There's a light up there. That's the way I gotta go. Okay. I love big forests and their abilities to get you turned around.
I stepped into the gas station's garage. It was dark and quiet. The place was a mess. It looked like someone trashed the place or that there'd been some kind of fight. Light spilled into the room through an open door at the back, and I made my way toward it. Without any warning, I was blinded by a bright light. An old portable TV on the shelf had come alive by itself. Impossibly, I could see myself on the screen, talking like a madman.
You're not already talking to yourself like a madman by reading your manuscript pages aloud, and you're hearing your inner voice all the time in the forest. Yay, more bullets.
Salad, no. A man like me needs a Epstein.
There's nothing wrong with salad. Just because it's not red meat doesn't mean it's bad. It's good for you, Carl. You were the one talking about controlling your diet to manage your cholesterol earlier. Another manuscript page. It's okay, guys. I forgive you. batteries I don't need. Shotgun ammo. TV. What I was telling you about.
Science. It bestows immortality on those who advance it to elevate all of mankind. Newton, Einstein, Sagan, princes among men. But the price for such a legacy is steep indeed. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode, a quantum suicide. If our lives are already written, it would take a courageous man to change the script. Having called a press conference, Dr. Barclay Colvin is about to demonstrate that very courage.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, I am Dr. Barclay Colvin, and I'm glad so many of you could join me here at the Moorcock Institute. Tonight, I'm going to give a practical demonstration of the many worlds interpretation. As you can see, this is a loaded 9mm pistol. It shall be part of a thought experiment. And now, a real experiment, known as a quantum suicide.
Did he say suicide? Is that a real gun? He's kidding, right?
Please, stay calm. There is no risk. Observe what occurs when I place the weapon against my own forehead. Now, you might think this round is merely a dud. Not so. Observe the flower pot. And yet, I myself cannot be harmed with this gun. With each pull of the trigger, two new realities branch off. One in which the weapon didn't fire, and one where it did. With my machine here, I have ensured that this reality is always the former. I have bestowed upon myself quantum immortality. Under no circumstances can this gun kill me.
So wait. What you're saying is that every time you pull the trigger, in another reality, you die?
Yes, of course, but that's completely trivial. There's an infinite number of things that could happen at any moment, and they always do happen somewhere. The point is, this one thing did not happen here.
You're insane, Colvin.
Insane? Insane?
Hey, was this thing supposed to be plugged in? I stumbled on it.
You fools! Gaze upon quantum immortality.
Poor Dr. Colvin, felled by his own hubris or the ignorance of the masses. Perhaps he should have left the crate unopened, the decaying atom unobserved. Curiosity often kills the cat. In Night Springs.
So see, like I said, it's kind of like a little Twilight Zone. Not really a parody, but it's just its own thing in this universe.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake? She asked. The sheriff looked at me suspiciously. The early morning light flooded through the office windows. I would probably never have gotten out of the woods alive without her help. But I couldn't tell her the truth of what I'd faced the previous night. She'd think I was lying or crazy. She'd lock me up, and she wouldn't help me find Alice.
How can you blame her if you told her that, like, you were killing people that disappeared, like, dissolved into darkness? I wouldn't believe you either, and I'm seeing it. I'm seeing that it's happening to you.
Taking a smartphone is not as simple and tricky as you might think. It can be dangerous. It requires patience. Even with the
Keep on forgetting to dodge. Back off, Carl. Well, that's not good. Well, Carl, I got a present for you. Promise it won't hurt a whole bunch. See? Told you. Over in a flash.
Stucky's body vanished, leaving behind only a lifetime of nightmares to come. Assuming I'd reach the lights at the gas station alive.
You will, Wake. You've got plot armor. The worst that could happen to you is you get to the very end of the game, and then you die. It's normally all that happens to heroes in these kinds of games. And stories, for that matter. But not Game of Thrones. No one is safe with plot armor in Game of Thrones. You learned that the hard way. More than once.
I recognized the parade float I had seen in Bright Falls when I first arrived with Alice. After the insanity I had just experienced in the darkness, the lights of the gas station felt comforting. At least for a moment, the sane world reasserted itself. Stucky spat on the garage floor and tried to shake the cobwebs from his head. Ever since the couple never showed to pick up the keys, things had been fuzzy. Something, a feeling caught his attention. Stucky looked up and stared as his brain tried in vain to process the horror before him. He stumbled back, knocking over a can of oil. A black pool spread across the floor while he struggled for a brief moment, then let go as the unrelenting darkness engulfed him.
Yeah, and I know this video is going on a little long.
The Deer Fest had been 2 weeks away when we arrived. If the day count on the banner was right, I was missing a whole week between the night we got here and now. The garage was a mess. It looked like someone had trashed the place, or that there'd been some kind of fight. All right, I'll keep writing. Outside, there's only darkness. Outside the cabin, outside the story, there's only darkness. I can feel her presence in the dark. Just now, I could smell her perfume in the room. I'll reach her, I'll fix it up. I'll bring her back. The story will come true. If I stop, she's lost. I don't believe this. It'd been me on the TV, talking crazy. Was I losing my mind?
But yeah, like I said, I know the video is going on a little long, but I'm nearing the end of this episode, and I figured I would end my video at the end of episode 1.
Rainbow Sheriff Station.
Oh, thank God, Sheriff.
Sheriff Sarah Breaker. You are...
I'm Alan Wake, but listen. I was in a car crash. My wife, Alice, she's missing.
Calm down, Mr. Wake.
We were staying in a cabin on the island, on Cauldron Lake.
There's no island on Cauldron Lake. Not since the big eruption in the 70s.
Please, I can take you there, okay?
You look like you've taken a pretty bad knock to the head. Are you okay?
Listen.
We'll figure this out. Please get in the car. We'll swing by the lake and then we'll go to the station, okay? Mr. Wake, have you seen Stucky, the guy who owns this place?
I realized I couldn't tell her what had happened in the forest. she wouldn't have believed me. And then she wouldn't have helped me with Alice.
That's exactly the line of thought that he had on the manuscript page.
A candy-colored clown they call the
That's
Sandman.
what I love about this game is it's set up in episodes like a TV show.
And just a sprinkle star
And the episodes end with their own songs.
Go to sleep, everything.
That's gonna be the end of this part of my video of the playthrough of Alan Wake. I hope everyone enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.